Fire is awaiting, burning on my people. There was fire in anger, burning on my people. Riot in Mozambique, affecting all my people. Fighting in Namibia, crushing all my people. A shooting in Soweto, hey, a killing all my people. Rebel in Zimbabwe, victimizing all my people. Okay, there is Napoleon II going live today, March 4th, 2025. I'm in Portland, Oregon, as we speak. I'm going live, but first thing I should make clear is that I own no copyright to Sonny Okusu's music. I just playing it because I have something to say by that. Sonny Okusu was singing. He was one of the African activists calling for the total liberation of all Africans from colonial oppression. And today, as we talk, there is no imperialist in Africa. All colonialists, imperialists, they left Africa since before we got to know ourselves, and so like I don't know how to explain it, but like before our time, then the colonialists, they left Africa. And so what we see in place is like Africans are killing other Africans. So what I want to describe here is that it is not happening any other place. It is happening in Liberia. It is happening in Liberia. That we had excuses to make when the Congolese, American Liberians were in charge of Liberia. And then we said they were the people that were sapping the wealth of Liberia. They took blames, but since 45 years ago, we are in charge and nothing is taking place. So like Liberia is a subset of Africa. So what is happening in Greater Africa, we are symbolizing it. When colonialists occupy Africa, we blame everything on them. But they left. They were not there for too long. And they left. Today, Africa is divided, leaving in place colonial boundaries. We are not able to forge our own ingenuity. And then we are divided. One continent, 55 countries. It is sad. And the funny thing is that Africans are sponsoring terrorists or terrorism against each other. As we are talking, Rwanda is sponsoring rebels against the Republic of Congo, the DRC. And in the past, in my own region, Sierra Leone did that. They allowed dissidents to invade Liberia. So when Liberia had a time to honor Charles Taylor rebel movement, Charles Taylor paid them back. So those kind of things. So we don't have one central command, and we are tearing each other's out. So one reason here that some leaderships around the world, like Tony Blair, he said Africa is a scar on the conscience of the world. Vladimir Putin said Africa is a graveyard. And Donald Trump said Africa is a shithole. So, and all of their descriptions fit our scenario. Because that's what we do. There is nothing coming up. On our own watch, on our own surveillance, nothing coming out of Africa to be good thing. We are not inventing anything. We are there to follow up with other countries. If you stay in Africa, some people are successful, some are not. But the point of seeking greener pasture, therefore, you have to travel out of Africa to get something that you don't have or that you will never get. That's what got some of us here. Liberia is in a kind of precarious situation. Let me come home. Let me leave Greater Africa. But Liberia, we said the Congo Liberians, we said the American Liberians were our obstacles. Now that the Master Sergeant, after 133 years, people crying, Diho Tour, Toanwule, all of these freedom fighters, Abapot, Bagbala, they were there. Winston Tubman and so the Liberian elite, they were saying we were capable to lead ourselves. But now, what is Liberia right now? No car road in that country. And we have the resources that we need. And all that we need, I continue to say this, all that we need is all we have. All we have is all we need. We have the land, fertile land. But we are not making use of it. We are not making use of our resources. And so where is this leading us? Into poverty, what we call abject poverty. That's what we are in. The few elite, they fight for space in government, and then they sit down, they say, well, I am okay, so on we go. Nobody is thinking about the least man. We have a lot of people who don't have everything. Like children who are still minors. They need to go to school. No father, no mother. I mean, they are just in abject poverty. If you travel in the interior, if you get hot, you will put tears in your own palm. No life. Some people have not seen this electricity. They have no way out. And many are those that die in poverty. And it's still continuing. And our situation still lingers. But government is in Liberia, in Monrovia. One leader after the other. And nothing is done. We have, the legislature. We have senators, we have representatives, we have president, we have everything. So it's like Monrovia is Liberia. And we have been crying that Monrovia isn't Liberia. that we have to take Liberia out of Monrovia. This has not worked. And suffering still continues. And the population is still continuing to grow. Population is growing and nothing happening. Even the ones that, the changes that are happening, they are slow, they are painfully slow. And that is very, very disappointing. That is disappointing that Liberians are in charge of Liberian destiny and nothing is happening. 45 years ago, 45 years ago, nothing is happening. Children that were born, they are becoming like adults. They're having other children. So where are we headed? Which way can we go? When we elect this person and we are thinking it will be a profit for Liberia, nothing is happening. And gradually, we are going out of time. Nothing is done. Nothing is in place. And nothing is coming to Liberia again. Like U.S. money. Trump cut it up. And because any good thing must come to an end. So if people didn't know, that is the reality. Even if it were not Trump, one day we wouldn't have that dollar. But now that it is clear to everybody, what next? What can we do? What are we able to make of our land? Land is a gift that God has given to people. God was not talking about cash money, but from the soil shall you eat. That's why he said the Israelites were occupying a land flowing with milk and honey. And we have land, very, very arable land, fertile land. You put something there, it grows. But we are importing food commodities. That is not a fine thing. Every government that happen to succeed, we are not seeing anything. We are, we are just trying to just a confused bunch of people. Right now, Liberia has become a laughing stock because we have two speakers in the country. One that is recognized for the minority and the other one for the majority. And they are all speakers. And they are taking side. Even the president has taken side. The man who's supposed to call these people together or call the Liberian nation and say, look, we can't have this thing. He took side. So is everybody. And they say it's not law. I started writing yesterday. Do we really have law in that country? And why are we not following it? And I wrote. If we have laws, these laws must be obeyed and followed to the letter. Anybody who goes against the law should be punished to the letter. We are not doing it. And we build clique. So that if anyone contravenes the law, then they get people that support them. Or him. And so it's not going to work for us. It's not, it has not worked for any country, and it's not going to work for Liberia. If anybody contravenes the law, you are to face the full weight of the law. Nobody is below or nobody is above the law. Law is law, and law should be blind. If it goes against it, if anyone goes against the law, that person should be punished to the letter, because then it will serve as a deterrent. So like law cannot be obeyed in Liberia, and because some people are below it or they are above it, so only poor people can obey the law. But the higher ups, They can even squander money, nothing can happen. So where there is nothing to fear, or where there is nothing to lose, there is nothing to fear. Our country is slipping out of our hands. It is slipping off. Liberia will soon be wiped out of the map. And then there's no Liberia. I saw one little boy that was saying, look, y'all sell the whole thing and divide the copper. So some people will go to Guinea and live, Ivory Coast and any other place. Because Liberia is getting reduced to rubles. Nobody is thinking about the low people. So in order to enjoy, you have to leave Liberia. That is not life. Some countries now are becoming, nationalistic. In America, 500 years to come, nobody is going to come here. What are you doing here? Because everybody, you see the people that support Donald Trump, not Trump won, but the idea was in everybody. They say, look, people should keep out. So it will be very, very hard for anybody to come here next time. Even after Trump will have left office, still some things will be there. And yeah, so it's going to be hard. So if we do not really work out a way to get out of our impasse, we will be stranded in this life. We will be living and then we are dead. There's nothing. People cutting the logs, people looting. It's not going to work with us. It's not going to work for that country. Some of us that are here now in our adulthood, and some people in my generation have begun dying now. When I ask about anyone, they say the person is dead. I too, one day I will be gone. And so many of the people that are on Facebook now, in the year 21, 25, not too many of us that are on social media will be present. Liberia will be another place on a new generation. So the question is, what are we leaving behind? Nothing, just like the way the other people did. Nothing they left behind. That now we are beginning to experience civilization in our time. Comparatively, when we look around the region, we are the least. There's nothing. There's nothing in place in Liberia. No system. No system. Samuel Doe changed Liberia. So I think in 1980, Liberia became independent. Not 1847. 1980, Liberia gained independence because then we were in charge of our own natural resources. We were in charge of our ministries, our decision to grow or do any other thing. That was when we were in charge, ever. But it's like, the worst thing ever done. Everybody is thinking about pocketing money for their own or personal aggrandizement. Nobody is caring about the perpetuality, the continuity. I talk about it in my posts. Nobody is thinking about that. What will be left for the incoming generation? Nobody is thinking about that. And so everything is just like that. Pocketing government resources not accounted for. Now why there everybody watching? They're looking for something to loot. They're looking for something to liquidate and just, go away in foreign parts. And government, the Liberian government, has not punished anyone for these misdeeds. And it's bad. It's bad. And more people are, yearning to occupy government posts with the sole intention to corrupt something for their own benefit, for their family, and other things. And so we have to rethink our decision. We are a liberated people. And We have a big name. Liberia is an old country. We are like 178 years. Sooner or later, in 2 years more, will be like 180 years. Now, if you look at the global map and you check the 195 countries, not many of those countries were independent when we declared independence in 1847. But today, in the region of Africa where Liberia is situated, we are trailing Sierra Leone, Guinea. We are trailing the two countries because the three countries make the Mano River Union. Liberia is trailing Sierra Leone in any way, healthcare, education, and other things. I was just listing those things that we need to do to overcome our barrier. Now, in West Africa, that is composed of 16 countries, Liberia is nowhere. Even Gambia is better than us. Senegal. See, I'm not talking about Senegal. These are developed countries. They made effort. But Liberia, that in Liberia, anything can, get up. When it is in Liberia, then it's going down. Is this a curse? Is this a curse? This is a question that I have been trying to get the answer to. Is it a curse that anything cannot, improve in Liberia? When you tell the intellectual something to do, they do different things. Samuel Doe said, look, we're going by the old system. That means after 4 years, there should be election. But once Dr. Amos Sawyer had that mandate to rewrite the Constitution, here in Keseli, I don't know whether they wanted to be president. And of course, yeah, they ran. They didn't succeed. And then they said the presidency is like 6 years. A senator should be in place for 9 years. That is a long time, man. And still in our time, the legislature we have, they're just fighting to get in place so that they can be getting money. To the exclusion almost of people. How will senators sit over there for 9 years and getting a pay for, 15,000? Even in the United States here, the place where money is. I never hear of that because I have a senator friend here in Oregon. They're not getting that. How in Liberia, where we want money, where we're supposed to do more things, and then one man getting that money, then tell me there are about 30 senators because we have 15 political subdivisions. So a group of people, the reps, we have proportional representation. So we have more members in the lower house than in the upper house. So these people are using our dollars and there's nothing they can show for it. Lord, we need a cleanup. We need a cleanup. Actually, we don't get food. The education is poor. That's why Liberians are not competing in some African, countries like Sierra Leone that near us there. They want teachers, lecturers. Liberians are not there. In Nigeria, nobody. Ghana. So it's like when you graduate from Liberia, that's why some people are making way to go to other places like Rwanda. I asked him at Peking, I said, look, why should you go there, down there? He said, Napoleon, things are not working. Things are not working in Liberia. So it's like, it's like the learning system there is like kangaroo. And I'm hearing the university says it's closed, never open, and limping all the time since my days. And so, like, how will these people be fulfilled? The curriculum there, it was 136. I don't know that was, it is still. So a community college here is very powerful than the University of Liberia. Very, very powerful. You see, so things are going down. And that college is old. It was established in 1862. It's a long time. It is older than Fura Bay University in Sierra Leone. It is older than Legon in Ghana, and it's older than Timbuktu, University of Timbuktu in Mali. And so, like, we are going down. We are going down, down, we are going. And at this time, there are more educated people because the literacy rate for Liberia now is like 60% or more. But we are not doing anything. We are not even writing books. We don't have writers. We don't have writers. And up to the time I left Liberia, our school system was using other type of books. They used to go buy books from Sierra Leone. They say it's a primary, for the primary, books from Sierra Leone. And then for the senior high section, they were using practical English 1, 2, 3, 4 in the upper grade schools. I taught it. And so, like, in Liberia, there things are not really going well. We have to get up to something. The other day, one little boy from Zawu, Koluba Zawu, he wanted to challenge me. What have I done for Liberia? So I said, look, in Vonjaman there, led the ECOMO, contingent that disarmed fighters. And I went after them. They were using us for Himoshu. That is the worst sacrifice ever. I could get shot. I could get anything. And so many Liberians, 85 people, they took that risk to be used as a Himoshu. So what else? What else can I do? And we did our work. Since then, no fighting in Liberia. So it means that we did our work. We took arms from people. And they never returned in the bush. We told them, look, when you have the arm, then people will be afraid. Let that be rule of law. We preach it before the election start happening. Now we have Charles Taylor. We have Judy Bryant. We have the other guy who was there. And then we had Ellen Selly. We had George Weah. That is our work. And at no time will Liberia start a war anymore. We told them. And they hurt us. So my work was done. And that organization still exists. And I'm still a member there. But for some reason, I had to escape to come here. So we are still looking there. Nowhere is better than home. We need to come home and work for that republic. But when there is no safety, when things are not well regulated, we'll be afraid. Because, Melanie, what thing you will pay me? I have family to feed. I have connection with my family. I have to make them to eat something. That's why I went to the school. That's why I got education. So if, many are there that are there, they know book, they are not working. So what kind of life is that? So some of us, we say, look, no, it's not worth it. We have to go out of the country. And we did. And we succeeded. Now we want to go back. Nowhere is like home. And no matter what we do, we can never bring into this country all of our relatives. So the simple reason here is we have to encourage those people. We are not, making fun of them. It is what they know. So the eye opening. One little boy, one little younger brother. He's not a little boy like I put it, but I'm older than him. So like he is starting a business in Liberia. And I will not call his name. Because Liberians are just kind of distracted-minded people. So I will not call his name, but they will see him someday. So he's trying to create a rice farm. And he's trying to raise pigs. And to plant other things. Because we eat pigs. We eat pig feet. Pig that we didn't know whether they were sick. And then they put in a barrel, that what we eat in the market, that what we buy, imported, pork and things. So he want to create a farm, make a farm, so people can harvest those things and then get a lot of people involved, so that we can be self-sufficient in food, things that we eat. And I hope that boy will succeed, and I will be on ground sooner or later. And so like Liberians have to dig harder and harder, because we need to dig harder and harder until we hit the rock hard bottom. But for now, we are nowhere. There are a bunch of crooks that are leading Liberia. They get the US and then they give the citizen paper money to use. You see that kind of crook thing? They get the US that coming in from the taxes people pay, from other, things, because we are not generating anything to give us US. But the Vera ports, Monrovia ports, that is also under, they give it to expatriate to run it. They gave way to the Liberian economy for 25 years. In 25 years, all my hair will be white, and my son will be, groomed like in my size. So we don't have decision maker. So that man that is over the port, he decide what goes, to release. So, I was thinking when we took over, I thought he was going to dismiss those things, but he kept it. That spokesman, he didn't want to hurt anybody. But there was things that he's supposed to change. Liberia is a small country and our population is expanding. So, like, if any foreign concession comes in the country and want to seek something to do, the length of the contract should be like 36 months. It's over. 3 years. You have to sign new contract. But signing 25 years contract, 10-year contract, and when people are getting born, and so like the demand and supply chain is not, correlating, so that is part of our problem. So like we are not trying to sound like criticizing or repudiating what the others are doing, but it is not having impact. The other day, one boy, also, I'm older than him, I have younger brothers all over. Jacob Freeman. He is here in the United States. He was trying to advise the people. Maybe somebody had already taken his advice out of context. So today, like when I was talking with him, I said, Jake, somebody will ask you what you have done, in Liberia before you are advising. Because they did it to me. I who was brought up there, I was educated there, I experienced some of these things. I taught for 8 years. And then I worked in other circles, government circle, like doing some other thing. And then I left after the war. But somebody had the gut to question why I have to talk about Liberia. They thought that person was thinking that I have been in the United States for just long time. I said, no, my brother, I come to hustle. I will come back. Liberia is my country. So what we are talking about here is very serious. If we must be a progressive country, the leadership, it can be the Boakai leadership or anybody that will succeed him, they should change. They should change. Our philosophy should change. Our economic priorities should change. That's what I'm asking. That's all I'm asking in my post. How can we overcome? How can we overcome? We can be doing the same thing to expect different results. We have to do something we have not done. But the budget, cut, we are went a little closer to that. Why should people get illegal benefits? Cut this senator money, cut it in half, and create a welfare state to help people, to help, single, parents, to help orphanages, to support people. It is not in place. But Liberian government have the mind to issue things like, 15,000, then they put it in one person's hand. So in 10 months, if you were paying 15,000, to one person in 10 months, it becomes like 150,000. One person, yo. And so they are driving fancy cars, living, in a kind of luxurious life to the exclusion of the people. Is that how people can make equality count? No way. No way. We still have to change the political system in Liberia. And we can't afford another coup. If any coup happens, then Liberia will go back 300 years. So we can't afford it. But we need a shake-up. Somebody needs to come up and change the whole thing, no matter what. We are went close to it. But he too doesn't have governmental experience. And so he just scratched on it. Like helping students, like cooking for people in the street. What he saw here, that what he tried to duplicate there, but Toto wanted to run, but it doesn't have feet. And it wanted to fly, but it doesn't have wings. And so we are gravitating there, but painfully and very slowly. That's what's happening. But we have a good country where things can grow. We can improve our lives. Only if we make a very tough decision. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm stopping here. Liberians are the ones that are tearing Liberia down. Liberians are tearing Liberia down. And that is the barrier to our progress. Nothing else. The selfish interests of government, agents, the wickedness. Today, again, I saw a boy being pulled be pulled from under the bridge, a dead body. And some people are crying for justice. And so many times, this thing can happen. So, where are we headed? The racialistic killing, The bloodshed, when the forest will have virgin forest. Just put something in the ground. The hardest thing you are going to do, brush the honor growth, fell the trees, burn it, and plant something. It grows. And more people are doing that in Liberia, in Maryland, in Sino, and in all the counties. They planting things. I have seen with my eye that before the Castro, rebellion, people were selling three summer cups of clean rice in Zwedu, because I used to pass there from Morovia going Sando, or from Sando going Morovia. So I used to pass through those, farming area in Zwedu. The white rice, people overproduce it. That the vegetable, and you leave from there, you enter the Nibasa food. Food. That is what we supposed to do. And we have done it. We can still do it. But we need roads. Car roads. It's important. Because human being life is on the road. On car road. Therefore, some countries like Africa Coast, like Senegal, like Ghana, like Nigeria, they don't play with their roles. They don't play with their roles. So what is preventing a small country that's measuring 143,000 square miles, or in terms 137,000 square kilometers, no highway to come from Ganta to go, to Maryland, the longest highway, or from Banga to Lofa, those places that get food that can feed the republic, not there. So we want to come to Liberia, but the situation that we are seeing is not telling us, it's not, signaling a positive sign. But still, we are going to be there. That boy that team up with huge companies here to go and produce food, I am going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm nearing my retirement or early retirement. I want to be in Morovia to breathe air fresh from home. So, ladies and gentlemen, I came from work and I did what I was supposed to do. I'm happy. I was able to complete my task, and I thank God Almighty. And I don't know whether Sonny Okuzu will come back, but I really love his voice. And the fire is burning in Liberia today. The political issue is lingering. It's not going to help us. It's just like how we fought war for 13 years. There was no winner. There were losers. We lost against ourselves. When 300,000 people leaked blood, today they are decimated. Among them, we had scientists, lawyers, journalists, agriculturists, doctors, and, pilots. Those people that died, if they had lived, sometimes some of them will be inventors, economists, psychologists, teachers, but they are gone. War. And still there are more people that went into exile and they said they will never go Liberia. That is brain drain. If you left your country, you're not able to go back. And if you were so brilliant academically, if you went in exile, never coming back, that is a brain drain for your country. So the government is supposed to do things that will attract people. Come, you will be employed. Come, you will have this. Come, that's what Joseph Boakai is supposed to be doing. And Liberians supposed to be happy to welcome us back home so that we will be able to give our own service to tell people. And this world today is like a village. It's in one place. So when we see something, when we are saying it, people should not challenge us to say, hey, what have you done? They're killing, they're doing that. Why people must join their government and should do in the past? No, not too many people were willing, to do those things. So to cut long matter short, they say, look, I'm not going to join any kind of government that condone killing, and their killing is following every leadership. We thought it was the military people that were killing people. We thought it was Samuel Doe that were killing people. We thought it was Charles Taylor that were killing people. These people are gone out of the system. Why the killing still continues? Why the killing still, why is it still continuing? Every time we see a dead body, it's not serving Liberia well. And I always say this: where there is sin, or where there are sins, God isn't. That's a funny thing. And the doing of other people is frightening, it's scaring God away. Some people get this disrupted attitude of calling, a president name. This man won an election. Everybody was present. If anybody felt that he was qualified, wrong. People could choose you. But some people didn't measure up. Then they calling the president name. Like Yeka Koluba, what he doing, I don't buy it. Yeka never passed any, law. He never formulated any bill. You use a bill, when the bill passed, there will be a debate to it. If it is passed and president signs it, it becomes law. So it's not all about, calling somebody's name. Joe Boyka is older. Joe Boyka, his children, and Yeka Koluba, they are the same. And you calling up a name, we are not doing activism again. We moved from that period. We were all doing it because I love CDC. And we are from our region. So I was, doing a kind of preaching for him, singing for him. And he was doing well. Joseph Boyka is there. I don't know why somebody will call me. I'm a kissy man now. I become a tribalist. Somebody will call me tribalist. So I said, no, it's not the point of being a tribalist. It is the person that in charge. We have to serve that person. The Bible says, serve. So you will be served. So if you don't honor somebody, nobody will honor you. And with the cup you measure out to others, so shall it be measured to you. If you don't respect the president when you get there, people like us will curse you out. And then we have the kind of confusion. So Liberians should think positively. And the crime aspect, we have to weed it out of that country. Be able to see something. Be able to report something. That is the only way the security apparatus will have handle to things that are going on. And human life is precious above everything else. Where human life is not respected, God's damnation will always link up there, like Liberia. Liberians love killing, the racialistic killing. It has become an institution now. It has become an institution. I see people, they call themselves, I don't know, some kind of name, Boyo. You have to be a member of them to be a member of established clique. Some people need to kill those people, so they can go with their bad luck. Human life, human blood God is going to turn his back on Liberia when we continue doing these things. I'm not talking about any other African country, but Liberia, the Boyo thing, it was there for a long time, and it is still lingering. Any leadership that will promise to end that thing there, that leader, God is going to bless that person. And so I'm going to end here. But I don't know whether I will get Sonny Okusu back to rap a little bit. Then the video will come to an end. And so, fellow Liberians, we have to keep praying. We have to obey, and obey. We have to respect whoever is in charge of our leadership. Whoever is the head of government, and all people, like the police, the teachers, the pastors, and anybody in authority should be respected. We have to pray for those people so God can lengthen their life, give them, protection against sicknesses and other things. But Liberia is doomed because there are some people that believe in killing other people. Today I saw that boy pull under the bridge. And so many times this thing is happening. And it's a small country. And that city is not big. Like what we talk about Abidjan or Conakry. Where we get Conakry 1, Conakry 2, Conakry 3, or 4 or 5. It's just a small city. How will people be doing something and then somebody is not able to see something and alert the security forces? It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. So, ladies and gentlemen, Sonny Okusu is not able to come back. And I'm going to end here. I will continue to write. Facebook encourages people to express free ideas. And I'm committed to that. I have ample time. And I will be expressing my idea. I want people to join me. We have to, create. We are the light. For going to school, we are the light. So any decision we make, even though we are not in government, but we can be crying, God will hear our voice. As a man thinketh, so is he. Every Liberian, God invests in people's tongue, because life or death lies in the power of the tongue. Don't be calling our president's name. He is the father of the country. So if you are disrespecting him in your heart, know that you are on your own, and the protection and blessing of God is not upon you. But this saying, God has a kind of way, he's Almighty God, and we are not trying to question him. But God can sometimes punish the wrongdoers with innocent people. God does that all the time. So it's like something that, I was not understanding it. And for that reason, when I was a small boy in the elementary school, my father, whenever he rarely had devotions. And so I can be questioning him, when he was talking about things like flood, it came because of bad people, then everybody died in that flood. Or when he was telling me about Sodom and Gomorrah, so I said, but like, people, they were babies. But flood swept them away and the fire got it. So that's it. So these people that are trying to create chaotic situations, when God's wrath comes, like the way it's happening, everything is hard, everybody is in hunger, God is holding Liberia down. God's supposed to single out those people and syncopate them, and syncopate them from the community, so that righteous people, clean-hearted people will be surviving. But God's judgment is just his judgment. It's just his judgment. When I was teaching, I had my class structure. They had the class president, and then there were other people serving. So once I entered there, anybody that was causing commotion, I singled them out. I say, go. Because that's what you enjoy. God's supposed to do this thing here. People that are intending to reduce the period to chaos or to a curse, these people should be singled out and punished. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there is a time I have. I came from work and wanted to pass time, and I did. Thank you. Beneke Bafo and Charles Bell in Rwanda. I salute both of you. And so many other people that honor that thing. I'm not seeing them now, but I will see them. I salute you. We have to build a better Liberia. We have to pray for a better Liberia. We have to commit to the leadership, no matter who is in charge. But so long that person came to the presidency as a result of the verdict, that is a leader. Without leader, then we become nobody. We become like a no country. We saw it, and it didn't do anything. So in this public manner, I am peacefully requesting all Liberians to look up to elections. But when we elect a leader, we have to respect him. Nobody should follow the precept of this guy here, Yeke Koluba. No, he is not leading. And one thing he fails to know is that children are characters worshippers. Children are characters worshippers. So when you are in authority, when you are in position, why you say there are some children that will pick it up and they will think it is good. And when they have time, and they will transform what they learn to be a status quo. And so that's why leader can, do anything bad. They say you have to set example. Yeke Koluba is not enough for that republic. Anybody who is closer to him should tell him. Say, look, respect the leader. But I see people behind him. They say he's this, he's that. They are the one pumping him. He should stop it. Liberia is for all of us. We want peace in it. And to get it, that's what, the election is all about. That's why we have election. Anybody who penetrates it is the leader. So that is all I have to say right now. Thank you, Bennett Bafo. Thank you, Charles Bell. Have a great day.